Following talks in Saudi Arabia with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham led his bipartisan Senate delegation, including Foreign Relations Committee Chairman Ben Cardin, to Israel. Speaking to reporters in Tel Aviv, the contingent reiterated strong support for Israel and the goal of eliminating Hamas.
To our friends in Israel, we stand with you without apology, unequivocal. You'll never convince me that this is not about reconciliation between Saudi Arabia and Israel. The Iranians, through their proxy Hamas, unleashed holy hell on Israel to stop the march toward a better Mideast and a better world. My goal is for them to fail. For Iran to fail, Israel must destroy Hamas. For Iran to fail, the Palestinians must have a better life. For Iran to fail, the Mideast needs to come together, marching toward the light, away from the darkness. So we're here today to give Israel what they need to do the job of destroying the modern-day version of Nazis, Hamas. We're here today to tell Iran we're watching you. If this war grows, it's coming to your backyard. I come here because I love Israel. I do not hate Palestinians. I hate Hamas. I know the difference.
We have Israel's back. We're going to give Israel everything they need in order to defend themselves. We support their efforts to take out Hamas. It's in the United States' interest. It's in the interest of the civility of our planet. I was proud to be part of an effort to pass a resolution in the United States Senate unanimously. And I just call your attention to that resolution. Strong support for the state of Israel. Identifying Hamas, and we ask all countries to identify Hamas as the perpetrator of these atrocities. The immediate release of the hostages. To make it clear to the enemies of Israel, if you try to take advantage of this situation, we are standing ready. We are united. And our hearts are hurting. Make no mistake about it. But we need to be strategic as to how we respond. At the end of the day, Hamas has to be eliminated. At the end of the day, in doing this, we have to be mindful of the innocent people that are caught in this web. Now, we're pleased to see that humanitarian assistance was able to get through, and we encourage the safe zones so that those that are trying to escape Hamas have a safe place during these times. The future for the Palestinians, there is no future with Hamas.
The barbarism that we saw on October the 7th cannot stand. Israel has a right to exist. Israel has a right to defend itself and not be threatened on a daily basis, right on its border, by a terrorist organization whose main mission is wiping it off the map. The only people who benefit from Hamas's activities in this region are their enablers in Tehran.
We had a very productive session yesterday with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and we urged him to join the international community to provide the resources that is necessary to allow Palestinians in Gaza to flee the control of Hamas and be sustained until Hamas is defeated.
Before leaving on this trip, I met with the families of some of the hostages that Hamas has taken. And today, all of us met with a group of families of hostages. And I cannot stop thinking about a little 3-year-old girl named Abigail, who has been taken hostage by Hamas. This is her picture, which was given to me both in Washington, and I brought on this trip and met more of her relatives today. Her older sister and brother, ages 6 and 9, hid for 14 hours in a closet to escape Hamas. Her mother was murdered, and her father was murdered as he was trying to rush little Abigail away. What kind of people commit such atrocities? I serve as vice chair of the Senate Appropriations Committee. In that capacity, I will be working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle in support of the Biden administration's request for $14 billion to assist Israel as it defeats Hamas.
As our president said, to those who might make the mistake of thinking this moment is an opportunity for them to attack, don't. Even today, even yesterday, there are rockets continuing to come from the Houthis to the south, from Hezbollah to the north, from Hamas. In Gaza, there are continued attacks even today on Israel. These next weeks or months will be very difficult, but it's important that we hold on to a vision that says we will provide what humanitarian support we can to the Palestinians in Gaza, but it is Hamas that is responsible for using them as human shields and preventing those in Gaza from leaving.
This is a very sobering day, meeting with the families of the hostages, seeing videos that I actually think the whole world should see of the just severe brutality and viciousness and evil. These are GoPro head-mounted killings by the Hamas terrorists. And the point here, as everybody's talking about it, and this is really important to our friends in the media, there's no moral equivalence here. Finally, Iran appears to be loosening its leash on its proxies. Look at what happened with the Houthis just the last couple days. We know for a fact the Houthis wouldn't act like that, firing missiles and rockets and drones without Iran's permission. Be warned, Iran.
As Golda Meir once said, Israel has a secret weapon. It has no place else to go. Today, one of my cousins is on the front in the IDF.
When we walked in the room today and talked to the families of these hostages, I listened as a mom. I listened as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, thinking what these families are going through, thinking what each individual hostage is going through is absolutely unbearable. I do not believe that good can exist with evil. And when evil rears its head, we must look it in the eyes and we must take it down. And Hamas is pure evil. Israel has every right to defend herself. And not only the right, they have the obligation to their children and their children's children.
I was here on October 6th, and I was happy to get here early. I came here to meet with Palestinian leaders, and I came here to meet with Israeli leaders, and then I was going to go on to Bahrain and to the UAE to talk about the expansion of the Abraham Accords. Woke up the next morning, went jogging in the old city, and got a call from my chief of staff right there that I needed to get back to the hotel because Israel was under attack. This pain in this region that is rippling as far to my country, where threats against mosques and synagogues and shuls and violence against Muslims in my country and Jews is on the rise. What ignited this hate and horror that is rippling across the world? A terrorist organization, Hamas.
Where is China holding in the war? And the second question has to do with what's happening on college campuses in the United States in terms of the Hamas demonstration.
Yeah.
What can be done in terms of the bipartisan senators that
Share the photos, tell the story. You don't know what you're talking about. The people who say free Palestine, the best thing you do to free Palestine is destroy Hamas. The best thing you can do to have a better life for the Palestinian people, destroy Hamas and put Iran on the sidelines.
Senator Ben Cardin, chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations and Affairs Committee, and Senator Lindsey Graham, along with a bipartisan group of senators, came to Israel to learn about what's been happening here, what Hamas has done, also to meet with some of the families and with leadership here in Israel. They showed allegiance to the state of Israel. They showed the compassion of what they had seen. They tried to convey the pictures and the images from the families they spoke to. They said unequivocally that the United States is standing with Israel. From Tel Aviv, Felice Friedson reporting for the Media Line.